What's up? This is Army 2 Willis. So this is a explanation video. I'm just coming back, just getting back into the YouTube scene. You guys haven't seen a video from me since like January, February. So let me explain everything that's been happening. It's been crazy. That's the best words I can find. Crazy. So last time you guys heard a video from me in the offline, my private life, because you guys know I'm in school. I'm at Full Sail. You guys know I'm new to the YouTube thing, and I was going pretty hard with it. But then I was preparing to go to Korea, because every 3 years since I got out the army, I told my wife every 3 to 4 years we'll go back to Korea so she can visit her family and go home, and she gets homesick and stuff like that. And I have no problem with it. I actually tried to convince her to move to Korea, but that's here, there, another story. So I had to call the school because I was like, hey, I'm taking classes. I need to be prepared before I go online regardless, because I need to make sure that when I go doesn't impede with the classes, and I need to make sure that I go during a time where I can still go and do all the things we need to do while we're in Korea, but also so it wouldn't cause me to fail any classes. So I started planning around, calling the school and setting up stuff for that. Dealing with taxes and Valentine's Day, birthdays, because me and my wife both have March birthdays, so we got that. And then my sibling, one of them has a March birthday, and another one has a February birthday. So it was just a lot of stuff going on during that time period, and me getting ready and preparing and stuff, and trying to set up everything so we can get ready to go, and paying for the plane tickets. So paid for the plane tickets in January after talking to the school, and set up everything. Boom, bam, boom. We're getting ready to go. I start preparing that video of the internship, and then I didn't like the quality, so I kept going over it and over it a while, dealing with the school stuff. And then most of you probably don't know, but I run a business building custom computers and stuff in the offline, which if you guys have seen the latest video I put up, then you know I do stuff like that as well. So dealing with the VA and all that stuff, I had a lot of stuff going on leading up to May, and then a lot of stuff with my kids' school that I've been battling out with them as well. Then we get to May, and this happens. Boom! Car accident. I'm riding down this street. My car, if you turn it 90 degrees to the left, was going down the street the same way these cop cars are facing. Just dropped my daughter off at school. I'm thinking about uh, one, my son's doing a farewell party at his school because he's going to Korea and they're gonna miss him, and we're leaving a few days before school lets out. My daughter's doing a thing. I have to run to go get the cake from the Korean bakery and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm driving down the road, following the laws, minding my business. Then out of nowhere, this guy comes flying, and I just barely catch him out of the corner of my eye. So I swerve over to the next lane, slam on my brakes. So instead of hitting me with a T-bone, he catches me right at the wheel well on the front of my car, sends me spinning. I hop out, cut the car off, because I don't know if it's leaking or what's going on. Let's see if I can show you guys some more pics so you guys can get an idea of what I mean. So I don't know what's going on with the car. I don't know what's happening. A lot of crazy stuff going on. This is the guy that hit me. We spin. He tries to take off. His wheels are all jacked up. He hits the median, rolls his car 7 times, spins it because it rolls into the tree, hits and spins, and then rolls a few more times and lands over here. The guy jumps out of the car and takes off running down the street. I'm looking around and I'm like, everybody just drove past after this accident happened. Like, nobody's going to stop. I don't have any witness. This guy just literally took off running. So insurance and all that, I'm just like, 2 days before I fly out of the country, this happens. Like, this is crazy. And I'm going to show you guys some more pictures. Like this, it was a pretty bad accident. Luckily, I was uninjured. You know what I mean? I luckily walked out of this unscathed. But, stressful way to start your vacation with a whole bunch of craziness going on. So that's how my vacation started. And then after seeing the doctor and everything, I left we flew over here. This is South Korea. This is where I went. This is where my wife is from originally. So, we landed in Incheon, hung out with family in Seoul, hung out with family like an hour or two outside of Seoul, then went down and did some seafood down at this beach place. So we're pretty much right here in this pink area. That's pretty much where we spent all of our time while we were in Korea for the 30 days in which I was there. Mind you, I'm still in school, doing all the school stuff. I'm overseas, so I don't have no free time to put up any videos. Videos are not going to be as good a quality. Not that my quality is really that great, but I'm working towards it. But it'd be a lot harder to do all this on the crappy laptop in which I have, and dealing with the school and all that stuff, and trying to manage making sure I get all these assignments done, because I actually went during a bad time, even though my advisors told me it was the best time to go, because I originally wanted to go in June during my English class, because it's English, like you're just writing papers. I don't need to do any actual video game assignments or build video games, which is time consuming. So I was like, I'll go during English. And the advisors told me, don't go during English. It'd actually be better if you went during Project and Portfolio 1 in your career module. Because the career module's really easy. You could do all that stuff in a week. And the Project and Portfolio class, yeah, that's just going to be stuff where you're literally building a portfolio of all the work you've done so far. And they're going to go show you like research and stuff like that on how to present yourself. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely even easier than the English class. So when we had picked our dates, we ended up going halfway through that class and halfway through the English class. Well, it was more like 3 weeks during that class and 1 week of the English class or something like that. But we got there, we landed, we're running around doing. I'll show you guys a few pictures. First, before I show you guys a few pictures, let me go to this. So, this is something I've been talking to people about a lot. I know I'm like jumping topics and stuff a little bit, but this has always bewildered me, even when I was stationed in Korea, way back in the 07-12 time period. But why do they have house phones that have the ability to text message? You see this? This is a text message button. They can text on a house phone. Why have we never been able to do that? And I have a house phone somewhere in my house. I'll have to bust it out in another video to show you guys that our house phone that we used to have when I was stationed there, when me and my wife got married, it could text. And while we were in this hotel, when we were in Seoul, I saw the phone. I was like, I have to take a picture of this, because this is crazy that they've had house phones that were able to text message. And we never thought to create anything like that. Like, sure, most people say, what do you need a house phone for today? I mean, house phones are landlines. So, where you wouldn't have reception with a cell phone, a house phone would be useful. A business house phone would be useful. If you got small kids and they don't have cell phones yet, a house phone, a way to call your house to check on the kids and stuff like that, all kinds of usefulnesses for a house phone that cell phones wouldn't exactly meet. Sure, you can have a cell phone that you leave in your house, but then you go back to that first part where you're like, but it's not a landline, so it would still succumb to all the things your cell phone that you have in your pocket would succumb to. But, I digress. But, yeah, that was the car. The kids, these are my kids here. My daughter, Yubin, and my son, Hanbin. And they're with their emo. And we were, out eating in Korea. And, I'll show you guys a few pictures. Like, food and, spending a lot of time with family and stuff. They were playing in the water underneath the bridges. Like, when I say some stuff that they do there, people would almost have a snooty, turn your nose up feeling. And just like a family picture, just like all of us sitting on the rocks together. But yeah, it was refreshing, because I had been in Korea so long that ever since I came back to the States, I experienced things with my allergies that I never had problems with before I ever went to Korea. So I don't even know how to explain it, because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri originally, and this place is horrible when it comes for allergies. People that don't have allergies anywhere else in the world come here and get allergies that they never had. seasonal pollen, dust. You know, that stuff really messes with you. But that's what it is. So, you know, we're over in Korea. We're having a good time. We celebrated our anniversary, 8 years of marriage while we were there, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm old, guys. I'm old. 8 years. It's a long time. But you know, had a really good time. But there's always that stressor in the back of my mind because I still have to come back, deal with the insurance and all those things because I couldn't do it while I was there. The school and all their things because there was a discrepancy with class, but there was something I couldn't deal with while I was there because I was 15 hours ahead of the U.S. and when it's day here, it's night there, and vice versa. So it just makes going back and forth kind of difficult. So all that side, that time passed. I come back. I'm dealing with getting a new car and all that stuff, and waiting for the gap coverage, which I didn't want to get a car until my gap coverage went away because to add another car onto my insurance when I already have a car that comes off my insurance would cause my credit, not even just the insurance, adding car to my credit and the insurance, it would cause the insurance to spike. That's the first thing. The second thing is I don't want to add a car to my credit if the other car is going to come off because then the new car would replace the old car. You get what I'm saying? And it would take your points down, even if the points would go back up eventually. You get my point. So I was like, I'll just wait for the gap because that car will come off, and then I'll just get along with that same company for the new car. You know, typical American stuff. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. The insurance finally closes out the ordeal with my old car. You know, that black SUV that got destroyed. They pay the the loan company. The loan company takes 90 days. Yes, you heard correctly. 90 days to completely close out and pay the gap coverage. I was like, what? That's like 3 months that I have to wait. So I went through it with them on that whole ordeal and the whole stressful thing. And instead of taking 90 days, I was able to get them to close it out on the 29th of July. Then I had to set up a plan to go and get a new vehicle, which I did, you know. I got a 2019 Jeep Compass. And I got it from Enterprise Car Sales because they offered a really good deal. It's kind of hard to beat, in all honesty. I'll show you guys a picture of the ride. So yeah, we got this, you know, a 2019 Jeep Compass, and the plans and everything. And I actually got it for cheaper than what I had my old car, which was almost 10 years older than this car. Cheaper payments, but I guess you know that comes with time and life and everything. But back to the story at hand. So we get the new car, then I have to go through it with the insurance because that was still 2.5 months. And instead of changing over the insurance to insure me with, because I don't know if all you guys know this, but when you don't have a car, but you had a car, it gets totaled, and you haven't bought a new car, and it's gonna be X amount of months. You can call your insurance and change to a insure, but without a car plan. They have a name for it, but I can't remember what it's called. But they insure you, but they insure you without having a car to the plan, and that plan is like 40 to 60 bucks, maybe more. But the point is, it's way cheaper than paying an insurance plan that has car coverage included. If you get what I'm saying. So instead of paying like, let's say $201 for full coverage with low collision and all that stuff, you could then just pay $100, $60, $80, almost like having uh, liability, but I think even cheaper. But you get what I'm saying. So I had to go through with them about that because I didn't even know about that, and then go through that whole spew and dealing with it and getting the new car at it, and because they never actually took the old car off, that was a whole spew. So it was almost like I was living in a series of unfortunate events for a while, and I was just dealing with all my outside personal things, which I've shared with all of you guys today, going on, and then school, because school's priority numero uno. So I was dealing with that, and that's pretty much what I've been dealing with this whole time and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back into this, but where do I pick up? Because I left doing Anthem. Anthem's like dead. And then I still got my school series, but that's a whole lot of catching up I have to do throughout this time period when all this other stuff was going on. So I was like, how do I do that? And I was like, I want to start with that interview that I did with some designers at Systemera, because that's something really interesting and unique that they offered me, that I'm sure a lot of people would be interested to hear their perspective and their knowledge, being that they're veterans in the gaming industry, and what they had to say and what kind of questions I asked them. But I want to present it to you guys in a more professional way, not just throw up a bunch of answers and questions on the screen. Give you guys the experience that I had talking to them. So I'm working on something with that. That's probably going to take a while. It's not going to be anything quick because I don't want to make it crappy and just throw it together. I'm definitely going to do some better. This expensive camera I bought my wife that she never uses, and I'm the kind of person that never takes pictures. So I was like, oh, I'll just use her camera. So there'll be more builds. I might even put my actual build so you guys can see what it looks like and my setup and whatnot into that new custom build series that I'm doing. We're going to have more Full Sail stuff. The content stopped because I ran into a problem with the teacher where they were failing to communicate, because Full Sail has this 24-hour response policy, and they weren't doing that. Then I put in a student concern form, didn't get a response. Months went by, and I'm preparing for all kinds of other things going on, so I'm busy. Still no response. I'm shooting them messages every now and then, like, hey, I haven't heard anything back from you guys. Oh yeah, it's a process, it takes time, blah blah blah. But I'm not hearing any responses, so I'm going through with the school, and then it got to the point where every other class was having the issues, and every other class was my main course classes, and it's not the work, it was literally failure to communicate over and over and over again. I was like, Jesus, this is really starting to get out of hand. So I was dealing with all that, and I was like, I did something I shouldn't have did, guys. So I said I was going to give you guys the raw footage of what I'm dealing with school from month to month to month. But what I ended up doing was, the minute I had a problem, I didn't post a video that month. And I stopped posting videos because I was like, man, then people are just going to get this negative perspective of the school because I'm having this bad experience when it comes to communication and my main course instructors. And I was like, I don't want people to get that because there's already tons of negative stuff about this school. But that's where I failed you guys, because I should have posted what I was going through anyway and gave you guys my thoughts. But when you're heated about a lot of things, you tend to shoot thoughts negatively. And I should have just posted my thoughts a while after talking. And that's something I'm going to bring to you guys. So I got two other guys. One's a vet like me, one's not. And we're going to bring you a podcast style video where we're all going to just plow out all of our experiences. A bad word choice. Horrible. We're going to just feed you guys all the experiences we've had since being at this school so far. The other vet like me, one of my best friends, one of the guys I spent a lot of time in the Army with, he just graduated with the degree I'm getting, and he's now in the master course. He's going to share his experience, his likes and dislikes, And that's going to be good for you guys because he got this degree in the classroom, whereas I am getting this degree online. So you guys going to get that uh, that pole axis from the different perspectives. You know what I mean? I'm online, he's in the class, so you'll get a better understanding of what that's like. Then my other buddy, he was in this degree too, but he actually switched out, and I'll let you guys get his experience as well. So you'll get 3 different experiences about what's going on in this school, and that's hopefully going to give you guys what you're looking for. You know, it's going to help you better understand the experience you have at this school. Like I've always told you guys from the beginning, what you put into it is what you get out. Be respectful at all times. When you talk to these teachers, be respectful. That's always the way I communicate with them. Anytime I have a problem, I always even say, I hope this doesn't come off as being rude, because when you're writing things, people, they can't hear your tone when you're writing it. You know, some people, we talk as we write stuff out because that's the best way to get it out of our head and onto paper. But how we put things can be perceived differently by different people. So the important thing here is make sure you tell them the tone you have. If you're pissed off, don't write anything to them, because how you talk to them is how they're going to perceive you and how much effort they're going to put in. Now, you could be the nicest guy in the world and they can still crap on you. It's happened. I've had literally a teacher try that with me, and we had those issues just in my last class. But for the most part, what you put in is what you're going to get out. And as long as you're diligent, and you know, if you fail something, because I failed tests in this school. I failed tests and I didn't even know why I was failing tests, because I definitely did the work to understand the test. And it was just, for an example, in the math, I'm in a statistics class. I got a 60% on the very first test I took. And every time I took it, I kept getting 60%. And I was like, okay, I took it 3 times. I'm going to get a 60 on this test. Why am I getting a 60? It's because I followed the book and did not watch the videos. And because I read everything the book told me about the math class, I didn't know that the teacher changed up how we calculate z-scores. So instead of a -3 to +3 range for usual, and anything outside of that range being unusual, the ranges were actually -2 to +2. So the range had gotten smaller. So because the range got smaller, that means all of my calculations I did were off, and everything I picked was wrong. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Like you got to make sure you go over all the content and don't just skim over stuff, because that can come back to bite you in the butt. Which, as I told you guys, it came back to bite me because I ended up getting a 60 on something that I didn't want to get a 60 on. I had a class where I was dealing with Perforce, one of the worst programs in history. Like, everybody hates Perforce. I'm even going to share with you guys, because I did the interview with a designer from System Era, the people that made Astroneer. And most of these people are veterans of the industry, so they work in, some of these people work for 343, some of them work for Blizzard, they work for all kinds of different companies. Some of them are working for System Era while also running their own gaming studio. So that's a whole nother thing in itself. Actually, give me 1 second, I'm going to cough real quick. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, back. I told you, allergies are the worst thing. I told you guys. This place, allergy hell. But, train of thought. Yeah, so making sure you read all the content, that is important. Perforce, that program sucks. The designer I talked to, they even say that program sucks. Some people use different things, but if you feel like you're not good at Perforce, try to get as good at it as possible, because you're going to use it from the point that you start using it in that class. When you get to about the 13th month of school, you're going to see it a lot. And that's the reason why I'm saying this to you guys, because you're going to start using it a lot more often after that. Like, I believe my very next class after this one, I'm going to be back to using Perforce again, regardless of how much I dislike that program. So that's something, and it's some I say you're really gonna have to pay attention to it because you're gonna use it a lot at this school. But she even said when you get to the industry, it doesn't matter because they're gonna have their own practices and their own ways they do things when they use Perforce. For the places that do use Perforce, and she said a lot of the smaller studios don't really use Perforce. They use Git. So using GitHub or Google Docs, or everybody got their own way of using things. So Perforce is going to be important because there are big places that use it, but everybody's got their own way of doing things. Everybody's got their own programs that they prefer to use, their style or whatnot. So don't beat yourself up if you just really feel like you can't get the hold of this. And hearing that from her, the designer in particular I was talking to, yes, it's a her. She's a game designer. She's been in this industry for, I believe she said 10 or 15 years. It could have even been longer. Don't quote me on that. I just know she's been in for a long time doing this. So I take what she say with respect. If she says, hey, it's not something you need to worry about because they will make sure that you are well versed in it before you get started on your projects when you get hired. Just make sure you're good enough to do whatever the school needs you to do with it and then move on from there. Um, let's see. What else am I leaving out? Yeah, this is all raw, guys. None of this is rehearsed and put together. I'm just coming to you guys, telling you guys exactly what's been going on, making sure I drop that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because you guys haven't got any content from me in a while. So I just want to make sure you guys know what's going on in life, know what's coming down the pipeline when it comes to the Full Sail content and other content. And we're gonna have like a podcast series. We're gonna have to do up. I don't have any dates for anything like that because I'm working with my guys that we're building a whole stream team with. So it's gonna be constant content coming out. So you're gonna constantly be able to shoot up, give me questions and whatnot. For all my Full Sail people who are going to Full Sail, I want to do something that Full Sail doesn't offer online. So this is what I'm gonna do. I want all my Full Sail people to join a Full Sail Discord that me and my buddies that all go to Full Sail are gonna run. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna allow us designers to communicate with artists and music production students and whatnot. Because at some point we're all gonna come together and work on stuff together. But how can I, as a designer, really hone in on my skills if I'm not actually trying to put out products? And those products requires other departments. So you get what I'm getting at there. So if that's something that interests you, just keep a lookout on this video. Even if it's not there when I drop this video, there will be a link for it when I update. Because I will update the video to put the link in the description below. And we're gonna have steady content coming out. It's not gonna be just me. We got my buddy Hervmaster on Twitch. So twitchtv.com/thehervmaster. Check him out. He's constantly playing games. He even on the school's Counter-Strike team. He's one of the captains. So check him out. See what he's got going on over there. We got a buddy that's in the music production. I'm going to bring him in probably like once a month on a video, and I'm just going to have him talk you guys through what he's doing in the music production course. So if you guys got questions about that, I got somebody that can answer a lot of you guys' questions. I don't care if you're in game design, music production, whatever. If you go to the school and you got questions, or you're getting ready to go to school, or you're thinking about going to school, like I said, I'm going to drop a Discord in the bottom. If you're in the school, hit the Discord. There'll be a chat box that's specifically for students. There'll be a chat box that's going to be specifically for prospects. Pick your poison. If you're a student, go to the student one. If you're a prospect, go there. If you're just somebody that supports the channel and wants to talk to me, there's going to be a separate Discord link at the bottom for that too. You know what I'm saying? So if you got questions for me, you got questions for anybody I know that's also at the school who knows some stuff, like just shoot us some questions, man. Ask away. I have no problem answering questions. Even if you ask, because right now, my channel's small, so if you guys even put a comment in my comment section, like if the Discord's not up yet, got a question, shoot it to me in the comment section. I will answer your questions. I check YouTube daily, mostly because I watch other people's content on YouTube. YouTube's one of those cool places that you can do that. You can go watch something that entertains you and then go out and make something that entertains other people or informs other people or whatever your thing is. But definitely going to leave some links down. You're probably going to see the first link is going to be my channel's link, the Army 2 Willis link. That's not the Anthem link that you guys got back then. That is specifically for my channel. So if you're trying to show support and some love, definitely go there. If we ever get to the point where we need a Patreon, we'll do that. But I don't see that in my future anytime soon. You guys coming and watching my videos is more than enough for me. I don't need you guys to pay me any subscriptions or no crazy stuff like that. I do this just purely out of love. You know what I mean? Nobody else was putting out content like I'm doing. So I figured if it helps somebody, it's out there. You know what I mean? If I get to the point where the YouTube videos, I think I'm close now. I'm just missing the subscriber part. But if I get to the point where they start being monetized, hey, we'll do more giveaways. We'll do we're going to do that regardless. We're going to do play sessions regardless. When I have free time and it's just a weekend and I'm not doing anything because, my wife's a busybody. So if I'm not out of town at my mom's house or, visiting a St. Louis Arch, aquarium, some Ferris wheel, some fair or something, I'm usually home playing video games because that's what I like to do in my free time. But for those that want to play some games with me, especially that new Gears 5, like I said, shoot me a comment me your gamer tag. If you don't want to put in the comments for other people to see, go to the Discord. Shoot me a Discord message. You'll be in the Discord, so you'll be able to see my Discord name. It's the same as my YouTube. You just click on my name, send me a message. Hey, add me up on the Xbox. I play on PC, but cross-play, so it don't matter if you're on the box or the PC. We can hit it up. I can show you guys what I'm about in that arcade mode, that gun game. That's my stuff, but I mean, whatever. You want to play ranked, you want to play whatever, I'm always game. As always, this is your boy Army 2 Willis. I'm looking towards this future content coming to you guys. I'm looking forward to hearing a bunch of questions. If I can help you guys, if I can answer the question, I will definitely answer it. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you I don't know the answer. I will research it, and once I have the answer, I will come back to that comment. If it's on YouTube, if it's on Discord, wherever, and I will answer. I am a little busier than I used to be because I'm doing PC builds for people constantly. I'm doing the school thing. I'm doing appointments through the VA, and of course, I have a family and all that other stuff that I do too. So a little busier, but I'm gonna try to maintain this content coming to you guys. I'm gonna try to get out there. I see a lot of people have been showing a lot of love and shooting me subscribes and stuff. So I appreciate the love, even though you haven't seen content from me. So I'm gonna try to get content to you guys more regularly. I'm gonna try to get better quality content to you guys. That's gonna take a while because I'm learning. I don't have a video producer or nothing like that. So the content, that's gonna be something that I get better at over time, unless I free up some furniture to go towards that. Because right now I'm paying 2 guys to do artwork for me for a video game that I'm doing. If that's something you guys want to see some insight on, I don't know, hit me up. I have no problem starting a new series that shows you guys what I'm working on, or even based on what I've learned as a student me breaking down and analyzing other games. I could do that stuff too. I mean, whatever kind of content you guys want, you guys let me know. Feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you guys want. Let me know what you guys want to see. Again, the Discord is going to be in there. Uh, the best place to even find out anything I'm doing by my game that I'm working on, you know, check out the Army 2 Willis page on Facebook. Check out Army 2 Willis on Twitter. I don't do Instagram, so sorry for the Instagrammies. I'm not on there, but pretty much every social media platform, I try to keep everything the same so people can find me easily. So if you got questions wherever, you just hit me up. Discord, like I said, you join the channel, you'll be able to find me. You'll be able to shoot me the invite. I'll be able to answer your questions on there, and I look forward to hearing from all you guys. As always, stay fresh, and this is Army 2 Willis. I'm out.